Good afternoon, Space Coast Daily. Zach Clark here, reporting here on primary election day here on the Space Coast. We're here at the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center here in Merritt Island, and it is a primary election day across the Space Coast. Today, polls are going to be open till 7 p.m. across the county here today. And right now, we're reporting from precinct number 201 here in Brevard County. Polls opened this morning at 7 a.m. and it is a very awesome atmosphere outside the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center here. A very patriotic themed, filled with a lot of dedications and tributes to the many people who have died and served in the country over the years. And if you ever get a chance to come out to the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center, it is truly cool and historic to be able to experience all of the great things that they have here at the Veterans Memorial Center. It is primary election day here today on Tuesday, August 20th. Today, the polls are going to close today at 7 p.m. and the polls should be pretty quick. As history being an indicator for the Space Coast, voting usually is pretty quick to count, and we should have results not too long after 7 o'clock to be able to kind of get an idea of where people fall here on primary election day as we get ready for the general election on November 5th. And as you can see, we're here, the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center, a very cool atmosphere. Not a whole lot of traffic here today. As of right now, it's about around 4 p.m. here today. And people, if you still have not voted, you can still come out and vote till 7 p.m. Now, a lot of people were pushing early voting as well. So if you have voted, great job. And if you still need to vote, you still have some time to come out here to the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center. If this is your precinct 201, if this isn't your precinct, there's a bunch of precincts that you can go on to the votebrevard.gov website. You can go there and you can find out where your precinct is. Make sure to just double check just in case. Sometimes precincts can change in your precinct depending on if you moved recently. You might be at a different precinct, so you don't want to show up to the wrong precinct. So it's a very easy process. All you got to do is go into the votebrevard.gov website, and you'll go into the section on the left hand side where you'll be able to punch in your precinct. There's actually some tabs up at the top of that web page as well, where you will be able to check where your precinct is and where you are supposed to vote. But a lot of great stuff here at the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center. Here's a Korean Veterans Memorial honoring those who served in the Korean War. And, just a lot of great stuff out here at the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center. We're here on primary election day as we get ready to voice our and we look forward to another great primary election day here on the Space Coast. Lots of great stuff here, just giving you just kind of a little of a tour if you've never been here. And even though this isn't your precinct, this is still a great place to come out if you haven't come out here, and just to be able to take in all of the great tributes and all the memorials that they have here for everything that is out here is really unique and special. Not too many places like this in Brevard County where you can come and learn some history and pay tribute to a lot of people who have done a lot for this country, to be able to provide our opportunity to make our voices heard here on primary election day. Once again, Zach Clark here reporting at Space Coast Daily. Not a whole lot of traffic here at precinct 201. Hopefully that's a good sign that everybody's already voted for today and that needed to vote, or people have done some early voting too, which I know was being pushed pretty hard across the county as well. But not a whole lot of people here, so if you will still need to vote, it is a very easy process, and you do not have a whole lot of traffic here, at least at this precinct. It could be different at other precincts, but here in Merritt Island, this is a very quiet area right now. And the polls are getting ready to close here in about a couple hours. At 7 p.m. is when polls across the Space Coast in Brevard County will close. And then we should start getting some results here pretty quickly. Once again, we are Space Coast Daily live here outside one of the precincts. And as you can see, there's signs for all different types of candidates. If you go out by the road, that's where we started. There was a host of other signs there. And this is the Brevard Veterans Museum. And if you are just tuning in, if you come right in here, you'll be able to come right in to the sidewalk, come alongside it, go to the double doors, and you'll be able to go in there and cast your vote. And here's a couple more people that are coming in, getting ready to vote. We expect many great races here tonight that is going to be very exciting to be able to pay attention to. One of those is going to be the Supervisor of Elections race. Also got some county commissioner races also that are going to be going here tonight. And one of those is in District 1, which is a loaded race for Brevard County Commission. There's just a huge field, and some of the school board races are going to be very interesting to watch as well. A lot of people keeping an eye on the school boards and the education system here in Brevard County, and that is going to be a big one that a lot of people will be watching. Obviously, the seat left up by Bill Posey's retirement, that race is also going to be watched very closely. But you'll be able to get all the results on spacecoastdaily.com. When the results come in, you'll be able to go to spacecoastdaily.com. On the lead story will be where you can be able to check out the election results. If you click on that link at the very lead story where it says Space Coast Daily election results, you'll be able to check out all the results here across the county for the primary election day and see where everybody has cast their vote. We're still working on trying to get what the numbers are looking like when it comes to people casting votes. I believe the last primary election day that we had, there was a huge uptick in the early voting. Obviously, that was coming on off the back end of COVID, so there was a huge push for early voting at that time. But we are expecting another record here on primary election day 2024. And obviously, this is all in lead up for the general election on November 5th. And just lots of cool stuff here at the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center. Lots of cool, and you got great choppers, memorials down on the ground you can check out. All the great people that have served. Even some flowers that were put here. Very cool. So if you're just tuning in here today, you have till 7 p.m. here tonight until the polls close for primary election day. You'll be able to stay tuned to spacecoastdaily.com. We'll have all the election results as they come in. Right after 7 o'clock, we should start getting some of the numbers that'll be pouring in. And we'll be able to see how people in Brevard County have voted on this primary election day. And then stay tuned after primary election day. Then we start getting ready for the general election set for November 5th. And that is going to be a very highly anticipated from whichever side of the aisle or where you stand on issues here in this country. It is going to be a very passionate and very highly anticipated election, as most or always are. So we are looking forward to another great election season here in 2024, and we are very excited at Space Coast Daily to be able to provide you complete and election results coverage here once again here in 2024, as this year is a presidential election year, and we do have a lot of key races in the state of Florida as well, and even in Brevard County as well, that we're looking forward to this election season. So thank you very much for everybody here for tuning in. Once again, you have till 7 p.m. here tonight to be able to cast your votes here on primary election day, and the results will be coming in shortly after 7 p.m. and once the polls close, we'll start getting some of those results, and we'll be able to see all of that on spacecoastdaily.com. Thank you to everybody who is tuning in here on Space Coast Daily. Make your voice heard. And we'll keep you tuned in here on spacecoastdaily.com as it's pouring in. A little bit more people are starting to funnel in here at the Brevard Veterans Memorial Center in Merritt Island, here at Precinct 201 on primary election day. Stay tuned to spacecoastdaily.com for all your news and information, especially with political coverage here in the election year. I'm Zach Clark signing off here for Space Coast Daily. Thank you guys for tuning in. Stay tuned tonight to spacecoastdaily.com for your complete election results here on the Space Coast.
Space Coast Daily is Brevard's most trusted news. Through spacecoastdaily.com and Space Coast Daily's social media reach, hundreds of thousands of people stay informed every day. Through Space Coast Daily's unmatched digital reach with the Space Coast Daily's direct mail newspaper and Space Coast Daily the magazine in print, our loyal and engaged viewers enjoy free local news they can trust every day, and all at no charge thanks to our successful advertising clients. And also at our special events at Space Coast Daily Park in Vieira, where hundreds of thousands of people see our clients' advertisements. Call today to get your message seen on Space Coast Daily and take your business to new heights. Get launched with Space Coast Daily. Call 321-323